Hi, this is James from Tabletop Gaming Guild, and today we're going to go over the 2 to 5 player game Mysthea, published by Tabletop Games. This game takes about 90 to 110 minutes to play, and it is a classic, modern area control game. So think like games like Blood Rage or Rising Sun or that type of area. This is similar. There's a lot of unique things in it, but if you like those two games, you may want to actually check this game out. Now, briefly, what makes this game unique is it's 5 different islands that it has in the game. The flavor to the game is like a crystal crashed into the planet and created these land shards, and these land shards are floating and they can move around. And each of the land shards has 3 different regions inside of it. And what you're going to be doing is the main focus of the game is going to be gaining glory from doing a couple different things, but one of the major components is controlling areas of these discs. At the end of an era, you can score for the areas you control. The other way you're going to get glory in the game is you can fight your opponent, you can fight the monsters that come out, and a monster will come out for each era. So that means there'll be up to 3 monsters out in the game. You will also get unique decks for each era that you can but you can purchase and use throughout the game to either do different abilities on your turns, which you only get 2 actions, up to 2 actions on your turn. You get a main action, and you can do a special action. So your turns go really fast in this game. And you're going to use those cards to put on your tableau, to do different things. You can use those cards to immediately do an effect. You can use those cards in combat, and combat is really nice and streamlined in this game. And what the combat's going to be is you have a hero, which you can have randomly assigned to you at the beginning of the game, or you can draft. There's 2 different ways you can pick how you want to do that at the beginning of the game. But your hero can never die, and is where you can spawn your minions. All your minions will spawn from that when you purchase new minions, and you can deploy them to where the hero's at. Now, minions have a small and a large minion. In combat, the small minion's worth 1, the large minion's worth 2, your hero's worth 3. Any fortifications you have are worth 3. You're going to add up that total, and whoever has the highest total is going to win that combat. Except you can now spend by discarding cards to affect the battle totals, which have different effects depending on the color of card and whatnot. Once that's determined, like I said, the highest number will win. And then whatever the difference is between the 2 numbers is going to be how many unit points the opponent who lost will have to lose. Now, the hero can't die in the game. What will happen is if all you have left is your hero, you're going to lay your hero down. Until the end of the era, that hero is going to only be worth 1 point in combat. Now, there's a lot of strategy in when and when not to fight in this game. You are trying to have the majority in these different areas for scoring. It's a big part of the game. But you can also get a good decent amount of points by just fighting, or by cooperatively taking out these monsters at the end of the year. Now, the monsters won't die, but you'll gain points by defeating them. So the person did the most damage with the most points, and then so on. You could also be tricky and pull out of a combat that you were going to help with the monster in the last minute to let your opponents be defeated by the monster. So there's a lot of strategy and a lot of things to think about in this game when you're playing it. I like the fact that you can move the islands around. So you can only move adjacently to another island, and you can only move from one land type to the same land type. So moving these islands around, you can sort of protect your troops on the islands that they were previously adjacent to, or you can protect your own troops that are on the island that you're moving, so that you could try to secure either some of these area control points towards the end, or make it so you can bring one of their islands in so you can attack them. So there's a lot to be done in this game. There's a lot of strategy in this game. Turns go really quick because you only have 2 different things you can do. You can do a main action and a special action. So your main action is going to be of one of 3 different things, but mainly it's going to be playing a card. Your special actions can be up to 4 different things, but mainly it's going to be moving or moving an island or whatnot. So the turns go really quick. The game feels like it goes really quick, and I like that a lot. The only real negatives I have about the game is that there's a lot of iconography in this game, and it gets really hard to get used to. You're going to be looking at the player sheets a lot, and the player sheets are going to have all this explained on them. So in a lot, I mean, like, you're going to be looking at a lot. So that's one thing I wish I might have done a little differently to make it easier to play the game instead of having to constantly look stuff up. But it's a minor complaint. The miniatures on it are really, really nice. They're really highly detailed. I like them a lot. I like the hero miniatures on each one. There's a good bit of heroes to pick from. The minions have 2 different sculpts. The monsters have really nice sculpts to them. The only thing is I wish the monsters were, because the monsters are giant, so I wish they were larger than the heroes and the minions, so they stood out a little bit more on the board or looked a little more impressive. But I haven't painted it yet. If painting it up will make a big difference in the game. So, like I said, if you like Blood Rage, you like Rise Exciting, you like those type of games, you're going to probably really like Mysthea. It would be really good to check it out, and you might fall in love with it. Now, this is actually part of Tabletop's own mythos that they created. So there's several other games that are in the series. So if you like this game, you may want to check those out too. So that was our review of Mysthea. Thank you for watching.